Hi, I am Safety Guru, HSC trainer and consultant. Today we are going to start our first lecture based on the NEBOSH International General Certificate. So we are going to start from the element first, means chapter first, in which we are going to discuss about the most important questions which are generally asked from the element first. What those questions are, which we will discuss in this video. The first question is, give the meaning of the following terms like health. What is the meaning of health? Safety, welfare, environmental protections, etc. Second questions, outline the reasons for maintaining and promoting good standard of health and safety at workplace. So this questions is framed in a different way, like what are the reasons for maintaining the good standard of health and safety, and why we should do this work safely, why we should do our work safely, why we should implement safety at workplace. So the reasons behind maintaining and promoting good standard of health and safety will be described in this video. Third one is, outline the barriers that might there be to good health and safety practice. What are the barriers which employer or HSE department face when they want to implement the health and safety at workplace? We will discuss it in a very properly. Fourth question is, identify the possible cost to an organization following an accident in the workplace. When an accident occurs, what kinds of cost can be incurred on the employer? Fifth is, serious accident has been occurred to a workers and there will be cost to the organization as a result. So identify the 4 costs which are likely to be insured and identify 4 costs which are likely to be uninsured. 6 questions, identify how the following can contribute towards the good standard of health and safety, like international organization for standardization, how the ISO contribute towards the good standard of health and safety, and enforcement agencies, what are the roles of enforcement agencies for promoting the good standard of health and safety at workplace. And 7th questions will be discussed, outline the workers' responsibility and workers' rights. What are the rights and responsibility of the workers? So guys, kindly watch this video completely and we will discuss properly and we will provide some notes regarding this. You can make your own notes basis on this video, so it will be helpful for you to prepare your exams and you will exactly pass in the first attempt. So without any delaying, we are going to move towards the questions which are commonly asked from the element first, which are very important. So the first questions which is commonly asked from the element first is, give the meaning of the following terms: health, safety, welfare, environmental protection. So as I have already created a video on the basis of command words or the guide word, like when the NEBOSH asks question from give, so how much you have to write, when they ask from identify, how you need to frame your answer, and when they ask outline types questions, so how you have to represent your answer. So here the question has been framed from the give command word. Give means only define, you have to define, no need to explain any types of words. So the answer is very simple. What is the meaning of health? Health means absence of disease. And one more thing guys I want to clear here is that whatever you write, only write from the RRC syllabus or RRC prepared books. RRC Rapid Result College, which has prepared a syllabus and a book also. So the content which you are writing, that should be from the book or the syllabus which NEBOSH recognize. Otherwise they will not entertain the answer properly. So health means absence of disease is called health. This answer is sufficient. What is the meaning of safety? The absence of risk of serious personal injury. This answer has been taken from the RRC book. So this is a very proper answer. If you write your answer from any other book, any from other writers, so maybe the NEBOSH do not entertain that answer. What is the meaning of welfare? Access to basic welfare facilities like hand wash facilities, canteen and sanitations and restrooms and so on. So welfare facilities means, welfare means access to the basic welfare facilities. What is environmental protection? Means the preventions of damage to the air, land and living creatures in the wider environment and also around a particular workplace. So this is the proper answer, guys. The question is, give the meaning of the following terms: health, safety, welfare and environmental protection. So you have to only define that what is health, what is safety, what is welfare, what is environmental protection. No need to explain any sentence, any questions, otherwise they will not entertain the answer. So the next questions, guys, is outline the reasons for maintaining and promoting good standard of health and safety in the workplace. Means, what are the reasons why we should implement the good standard of health and safety? What happens when we do not follow the health and safety rules and regulations at workplace? So there would be some reason behind this, that why we should follow the good standard of health and safety practice. So guys, there are three basic reasons. This is a very common questions which used to ask by the NEBOSH, but no longer now. I have not seen from the very last exams that the NEBOSH has not asked the questions regarding the standard of health and safety, reasons for maintaining the good standard of health and safety. But it is very common questions and it can be asked frequently. In your exams it can be asked. So the answer is that there are three basic reasons for maintaining and promoting good standard of health and safety. That's the moral factors or reasons. Second one is legal reasons, and third one is economic reason. Guys, in the description of this video there is a link which is connected to my blog, and when you click on that link, you will directly reach on my blogs, and there you can easily find the content, that what you need to write, how you need to prepare. The complete answer is given over there. You can easily access from that place, because it is not possible to write everything over here. So I just explain, you can hear it properly, and then you can make your notes from the blogs also. So what are the moral reasons? It is said that a huge amount of pain and suffering is experienced by the people who simply go to work to earn a living. Labor or the worker is so poor, and they come from a different zone, different background, different families. So huge amount of pain and suffering is experienced by the people who simply go to work to earn a living. When health and safety is not managed properly, people get killed and injured in a gruesome way, or suffer terrible diseases that have a massive impact not only on them but also on their dependents, families, friends, as colleagues also. So society as a whole consider these events to be morally unacceptable. Society never accepts such kinds of activities, like if you call a worker from the market for cleaning your garden, and there is a snake and which bite that workers and he dies. So the society will definitely say that it was your responsibility to save your workers, because you have called your workers. So society as a whole consider these events to be morally unacceptable, and injury or ill health should not be a price that has to be paid in order for the workers to feed their family. Means, if I am calling workers to clean my garden, so it does not mean that I should introduce him into a hazardous environment. I should introduce him into a work that can cause a pain, that could cause a suffering. So society as a whole consider these events to be morally unacceptable, and injury or ill health should not be a price that has to be paid in order for the workers to feed their family, because we also go to work, we also work for our family. So it is not acceptable in society. So employers should provide the premises and equipments and put in place the working practices which employees use to produce the goods and services with which employer earn profits. to that extent, employer can be said to gain from the condition at the workplace. In returns, they provide an income for employees, but also have a moral responsibility to provide the safe and healthy working condition. It is the responsibility of a employer to provide a safe and healthy working condition to the employee. So it is a moral responsibility of employer that he must provide a safe and healthy working condition to the worker. He must ensure the proper training to the worker. It is a moral responsibility that he must discharge. Means every person should discharge their moral responsibility. So this was the moral responsibility for everyone. So second one is the legal. If you do not accept your moral responsibility, so there are another factor which you have to accept. Otherwise, the prosecutions, imprisonments, and fine will be charged on the employer or on me as an individual if I call workers to clean my garden. So there is a legal reasons also for maintaining and promoting good standard of health and safety. The legal reasons for managing health and safety relates to the framework of international and national laws that govern the conduct of business and organization. So there are laws, there are rules, there are framework of national and international laws, like we are working in India. So there are Factory Act 1948 Amendment 37, as well as some international law like ILO Convention 155, Recommendation 1664, we also have to follow. So there are some the legal reasons for managing health and safety relates to the framework of international and national laws that govern the conduct of business and organization. Most countries have laws that set a standard for the conduct of organization with regards to health and safety. So every country has laws, as we have law. If you go to work in United Arab Emirates, there's a law you have to follow. If you are going to work in Germany, there's a law you have to follow. Same as if you're going to work in means Singapore, Malaysia, or any other countries, there's a law you have to follow. So every country, most of the country have law that set a standard for the conduct of organization with regards to health and safety. And failure to achieve these legal minimum standards can lead to enforcement action by the enforcement authorities or prosecution before the courts. If I commit mistake, that if I do not follow the law, means it's a mistake. And some enforcement agencies finds that I'm not following the proper rules and regulations and laws, so it means I'm failure to achieve these legal minimum standards can lead to prosecution or enforcement action by the enforcement authorities or prosecution before the courts, and successful prosecution can lead to a fines, and in many countries to imprisonment for the individual concerned also. Like if I am an individual person and if I am responsible for misconducting or the breaching of that law, so I will definitely be sent to the jail. I will be back to the bar. So most countries have these legal standards in place in order to meet the expectation of their society. These expectations are translated into the laws that govern the conduct of individual and organization. The tendency has been for the expectation of society to increase over the years. So the standard of behavior of organization have to meet these higher expectation. So this was the legal reasons for maintaining and promoting the good standard of health and safety. If someone is not maintaining the rules and regulation and not following the laws, so there will be a successful prosecution, and if it is found that he is guilty, if he finds guilty, so he will be sent to the jail or he will be charged a fine before the court. So this was the legal reasons. So third one is the economic reason. So the economic reason is that all accidents are costly. So the economic case for health and safety is simply that accident and ill health cost money. When an accident occurs, there will be direct and indirect cost associated with that event. Some of these losses can be insured against, but many cannot. So the financial impact of the accidents and ill health can have a significant effect on the profitability of an organization, and in some cases can lead to bankruptcy also. So these are the reasons for maintaining and promoting good standard of health and safety at the workplace. So guys, hope so that you must have got some a graph that how you should prepare it, how you should communicate the reasons, how you should write on the copies. So you can easily access these notes from the blogs, and the link is given in the descriptions. So we are going to move towards the next question, guys. So the next question, guys, which we are going to discuss is outline the barriers that might there be to good health and safety practice. Means you have to answer in outline types of way, that you need to explain a proper way, little bit, not too much explanations is required, but you have to explain, you have to complete your answer. So what are the barriers that might there be to good standard of health of to maintaining the good standard of health and safety? Or the barriers means there is an employer, means there is a HSE department who wants to properly implement the good health and safety practice at the work site, but even though he is not able to do, means he is facing some problems. So what are the problems he might face in maintaining and promoting good standard of health and safety practice? So the problem is that, or the barrier is that, first problem or barriers is complexity. What does it mean? What does the meaning of complexity? So the workplace can be a complicated area. You must have seen the construction site, how complicated that area is. So workplace can be complicated areas involving the coordination of many people, means so many contractors works together, so many peoples are working, so involving the coordination of many people performing many different work activities. One contractor is performing erecting a scaffold, another contractor has to excavate the area nearer close to that scaffold. So it is so complex. So workplace can be complicated area involving the coordination of many people performing many different activities. So finding a solution to a specific health and safety problem or issue can be complex, requiring extensive background knowledge and awareness about of the possible consequences of the various course of action that are available. So complexity is a problem, and HSE department has to find out the possible outcome or the possible way that he has to manage all the work activities and peoples also. So second barriers or the problems which the department face during maintaining and promoting good standard of health and safety is conflicting demand. So there are often competing and conflicting demand placed upon the people and organization. One common conflict of interest you must have seen is that between the need to supply a product or the service at an appropriate speed so as to make a profit. So many people say, no, you have to complete your given target within a given time. I have to complete my project. So appropriate speed is also required, and work safely also. Accident should not be occurred over there. So common conflict of interest is that between the need to supply a product or a service at an appropriate speed so as to make a profit, and the need to do safely also and without risk to people's health. Another conflict can be created by the need to comply with different types of standards at the same time. Rules and regulation like health and safety law as well as environmental protection law, you have to comply with all types of laws. So this is a conflicting demand. Another one is behavioral issue, which is related to the workers' behavior. So good health and safety practice often relies on the perfect behavior of individual. If you appoint 1,000 number of safety officers and appoint and place them at the work site, even though the accidents will definitely happen. So because health and safety is directly related to the behavior of the peoples or the workers who are working over there. So a positive safety cultures are required to create over there, then the safety will be properly done. So good health and safety practice often relies on the perfect behavior of the individual, and people sometimes do not behave in this ideal way. Peoples are not machines. Sometimes I behave in a good way, sometimes I behave in an aggressive way. So the behavior is influenced by the things which are around us. So the solution to a health and safety problem usually require workers to carry out their job in a particular way. The fact that the health and safety standards are affected by the workers' behavior. Yeah, this is 100% right, that the health and safety is directly affected by the workers' behavior, which can be significant barrier to maintaining good standard of health and safety workers. Most of the times we have seen that earlier organization, the same worker was properly following the personal protective equipments, and when he joins another company, he just starting the unsafe act. He is not wearing the health and PPs. What does it mean? Means the culture has influenced his behavior. Earlier in organization, might be there was a positive safety culture, means the person was following the safety because it was entertained over there, and in next organization might be there is a negative safety cultures, the people are not following them because the safety, health and safety is not entertaining over there. So this is totally related to the behavior of the peoples, and behavioral issue is the biggest issue we are facing. That is why the behavior based safety BBS has introduced, and the most of the theories and research is being done on this. So guys, it is very important questions, and most of the times this question is asked. The details of this answer can easily access through the link given in the descriptions, and through the blog you can easily access and make your notes over there. So the next question is identify the possible cost to an organization following an accident in the workplace. When an accident occurs, there will be cost incurred some on the organization. What are those costs? That are direct cost and indirect cost. What a direct cost means the cost which is incurred through the directly from the accident, like if the boom of the crane has been collapsed, means so you need to repair, you have to expense some money for that. So similar, the examples of the direct and indirect cost is given over here. The fine in the criminal code, if an accident occurs, so there might be a prosecution in the courts, and the court may impose the fine on the employers. So this is the direct cost. Second one is first aid treatment cost. If someone is injured, so employer responsibility is to provide the first aid treatment to the workers. So that treatment has some cost. Worker sick pay cost. If someone is feeling sick and he is on rest, so the employer has to pay his money, his wages or the salary. So worker sick pay cost. Repair to our replacement of our damaged equipment and building cost. If something is damaged or become out of order, so you have to repair that machine, you have to replace that machine, you have to mend that machine if that is damaged, or if the building has been damaged or the collapse, you have to rebuild that. So that includes a cost, so you have to spend some money for that. So fifth is direct cost is lost over the damaged product. Whatever has been damaged, that might be a raw material, that might be a finished goods you have prepared completely, and due to the accident that has damaged. So lost over damaged product, that is a direct cost. What are the indirect costs? Indirect costs are those hidden costs which are incurred on the employer, which cannot be seen directly, like loss of staff from productive duties in order to investigate the accident or incident, prepare reports, undertaking hospital visits, deal with the relatives, attending courts proceedings, etc. If someone is injured, if an accident occurs, so a team has to properly investigate that incident. So the team who are working on a productive work, so they have left their work and they are doing non-productive work, investigation. That takes time, that might take a week, that might take 2 weeks or a month. So loss of staff from productive duties in order to investigate the incident. They also have to prepare reports for that. They have to go to the hospital to see that victims, that workers. So undertake hospital visits and deal with relatives also, and attending courts proceedings also. The team has to go to the courts and consult with the lawyer, and has to attend the court proceedings also. That will cost the organization. Second indirect cost is loss of staff morale. Means staff, when an accident occurs, we also, if we are driving on the road and we see that a fatal accident has occurred on the accident, so we lost our morale, we feel insecure, we feel that our skills has gone down, I might be the victim in the next time. So the morale of the workers can go down, and which impact on the productivity, quality and efficiency. means they are working very enthusiastically. They were on the full level of higher motivations level. They were working properly. They were producing a goods in a good quantity as well as quality, so that all things will be affected by the accidents if the employee lost their morale. Third one is cost of remedial action following an investigation. When an investigation has been made and the result has occurred that due to this root cause that accident has occurred, so you have to change the process. Maybe you need to change the process as well as material, as well as you need to introduce a further control measure, that is means already which has implemented is not more effective, so you need to implement another control measures. So this is also indirect cost. And compliance with an enforcement notice served. If some enforcement agencies has suggested you to implement some kinds of rules, control measures, you have to comply with the enforcement notice served. So that also make cost on the organization. So damage to public image and business reputations. A goodwill of the organization is more priceless than anything else. So if an accident occurs, the business reputations and goodwill will go down. So this is the answer for identify types of questions. Like if you must have seen that the answer is given on the bullet type. So if a question is asked in identify types questions, you have to just only write down the proper way in a bullet type, point wise 1 2 3 A B C D, you can write it on. So the next question we are going to move that a situation has given that a serious accident has occurred on to a workers, and there will be a cost to the organization as a result. A serious accident has occurred, so there will be cost incurred on the organization. So identify 4 costs which are likely to be insured and 4 costs which are likely to be uninsured. Means what kinds of cost you can insure against and what kinds of cost which you cannot insure against. So the damage to the plant can be insured, the medical cost can be insured. These are the insured cost. Compensation paid to the workers, that can be insured. Legal cost, that can be insured. And uninsured cost means which cannot be insured through the company by the insurance company, like production delay or downtime. If the production delay is there, you need to make that over. So maybe you have to implement more workers on overtime, then you can make over that delay. So this cannot be insured. So production delay or downtime, accident investigation time which your team has spent, so they cannot be insured. Criminal fines and legal cost which the court can impose on the employer, so that cannot be insured. And loss of business reputations like goodwill, that cannot be insured. The next question is identify how the following can be contribute towards the good standard of health and safety, like International Organization for Standardization. What are the role of ISO? ISO is the world's largest developer of management standard. We all know that main role of ISO is to develop the management standard. ISO has developed ISO 9001 like quality management standard, ISO 14001 the environmental management standard. The result is a common approach to managing quality and environmental matters. As a technical at a technical levels, ISO also has been responsible for developing safety standard to which the machinery should conform the ISO machine. All machines should conform ISO 12100 safety of machinery. Such standards are then commonly referenced by national legislation on machinery safety. Second one is enforcement agency. What are the role of enforcement agency or the contribution of enforcement agencies towards the good standard of health and safety? Each country has one or more enforcement agencies responsible for enforcing health and safety law. We also have law. Every country has enforcement agency. These agencies often provide advice, investigate workplace accidents, take formal enforcement action to force employer to comply with the laws, and start criminal proceedings against the person or the organizations they believe have committed offense. So guys, this was the questions which are commonly asked in the NEBOSH IGC International General Certificate Element First, and I request you to watch all my related content video. This video is also in a different language like Hindi language, and I will definitely upload soon. And we will create all elements lecture element wise, as like first element IGC first element, second element fourth and fifth. IGC has IGC first has 5 elements, IGC second has 8 elements. So 5 lectures of IGC first and 8 lectures of IGC second. If you prepare this, you can easily crack the examinations. I cannot guarantee that how much numbers will be assigned on these questions, but these are the common questions which are asked by the NEBOSH International General Certificate. If you prepare all these questions, so no can fail you in the NEBOSH. But also follow the guide words, command words, and the policies of which the NEBOSH has prepared. I from very beginning I educate my all listeners that follow the rules and regulations fixed or the prepared by the NEBOSH IGC or the NEBOSH examination board. So thank you so much guys for watching this video. Hope so you would like this. And if you have not subscribed this, kindly subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so you can easily get more updated videos. Thank you so much guys. The 7th questions outline workers' responsibility and workers' right. The not so frequently asked, but sometimes the NEBOSH asks these questions. Responsibility can be asked or workers' rights can be asked. These questions can be asked at the same times in a one frame questions. The numbers will be increased if they ask both responsibility and workers' right. So what outline the workers' responsibility and workers' rights? What are the responsibility of workers? What are the rights of workers? Like responsibility, workers' responsibility is to take reasonable care of their own safety as well as that of the other people who might be affected by the things that they do and they fail to do. And second one is comply with the safety instructions and procedures. What instructions is given by the company to the workers, they have to comply. What procedures has been told by the department to the workers, they have to follow. Use all safety equipments properly and do not tamper with it. What equipments have been provided by the organization to the workers, they must use it in proper condition. They must inspect it and try to keep them safe. Report any situation that which they believe could be a hazard and which they cannot correct themselves. If they see any types of a situation or any workers working any unsafe act or unsafe condition, they must inform to the supervisor or any person who has assigned for that. Report any work related accident or ill health. If someone is get injured, the other person must report regarding that accident so the department can investigate and can find easily the root cause of that incident and can remove from the workplace. So workers' right, what are the rights of the workers? The right to be provided adequate information on action that the employers has taken to ensure occupational health and safety. Workers has given rights, like they must be informed about the all types of information. The right to the necessary training and occupational safety and health. It is the right of the workers to get trained before starting any work, before going to work anywhere. So the right to be consulted by the employer on all matters or the occupational safety and health relating to their work. Means workers must be consulted on the matter of occupational health and safety. The rights to leave a workplace which he has reasons to think represent an imminent and serious dangers to his life or health, and not to be compelled to return until it is safe. If I am worker, if I say snake is over there, I must leave that workplace and I must not be compelled to return on the workplace until it is safe. I must be ensured that the workplace is safe. It is my rights. So guys, this was the rights and responsibility of the workers. Thank you so much guys for watching this video.